Hi honeys, welcome back to another episode of Ghetto Do It For You. Now Christmas time, everyone can leave me alone about having my Christmas decorations up because it's basically December. I have my eggnog, I have Winston with his little Christmas ornament, and my house is decorated like a winter fucking wonderland. Anywho, we're a week away from the wedding. You guys are gonna be listening to this literally exactly 1 week from the wedding, which is freaking ridiculous. But I just want to preface by saying there is not going to be any episode for the next 2 weeks. None on the 8th and none on the 15th because that's my wedding and my honeymoon. So I will not be releasing an episode. I hope you guys understand. But let's get settled into this one. So with the wedding talk, let's just keep it going, right? May as well. So a lot of people have always said, like, I'm getting married really young and I should wait, don't rush your life, don't rush it, you know, this, that, the third. And when I was on my bachelorette, we met this group of men at the bar and we were chit-chatting and they were asking, you know, how old we were and all this stuff. And I told them and they're like, oh, you're so young, like, what are you getting married for right now? Don't rush it, this, that. And I'm like, I'm not rushing anything. I don't feel like we're rushing. I don't feel rushed. Like, I feel very comfortable at this age to get married. Like, we've been together almost 3 years. We're getting married. We have a house. Well, we have an apartment. We have our dogs. You know, like, why not get married? Like, there's no rush, really. There's no pressure, I wouldn't say. No, none of that. Like, there's literally been no rush, I feel like. It's also just, like, when you know, you know. And I fully believe that men know within 6 months if they're going to marry you. They know. It's crossed their mind, maybe even sooner. They know because when you know, you know. There's no doubt, there's no question, there's no nothing. You don't have to wait years for somebody to propose to you to make it seem like real or whatever. Like, you don't have to be with someone like 8 years before you can get engaged. Like, that's not, there's no rules. Now, if you are engaged after 8 years, like, that's obviously fantastic. Like, I'm not trying to say anything against that. But, however, I am just saying there is no need to, like... Because, okay, we have received a lot of backlash. So, we were only together 10 months when we got engaged. And a lot of people have said, you know, that's very quick. You weren't even together a year. How do you know? Like, but again, when you know, you know. Like, if you've been together a year and it hasn't even been brought up in conversation... like, we're just wasting each other's time. Like, what are we dating for? Like, there's no idea of us getting married. Like, you don't want anything out of this. Are we just dating to pass the time? Like, what is happening? So, like, to be engaged that quickly, it just means that, like, he was ready to get down on one knee, like, and he had the money. Because, like, yeah, you know, maybe you've been together for 8 years, but you guys started dating when you were younger. And, like, obviously you wanted to get married, but you didn't have the money for a ring to get engaged. So, sure, yeah, you date... but you've spoke about it. You've spoke about getting married. You've spoke about that being a thing. But obviously you have to wait. And that's fine. Like, we got engaged at 10 months. Literally right on our 10-month anniversary or the day after. And we got judged a lot for it. But, like, I don't care. And for a while I did. But, and then when telling people, because I got so much backlash, I used to be embarrassed. And I'd be like... we were only together like 10 months. And now I'm like, yeah, we were together 10 months and he knew. Like, he knew he wanted to marry me. He knew he wanted me to be his wife and he wanted to be with me. And obviously I knew too. That's why I said yes. But, like, when you know, you know. Like, there genuinely is just this feeling. And sometimes it's not like a click. And we spoke about that before with the episode with Jackie where we talked about when you know. And it's not sometimes just a... yep, that's it. Like, it's a feeling that develops over time for a lot of people. Like, I could pinpoint an exact time when I looked at Matthew and said, that's going to be my husband. But it was a feeling that built up over time. And it was very early on. Like, it was. It was very early on in our relationship that I looked at him. It was like 3 months in and I was like, yep. I didn't say anything to him at first because it was just a feeling that I had. But then we spoke about it a couple months later and it was like, we're like, yeah, we want to get married, we want to be together, like, that's going to be a thing. So I don't think you're rushing it. I don't think there's any need for people to say you're too young or whatever it may be. Like, I'm 24, he's 26. I don't think that's too young to get married. Like, we're not teenagers. We're not 18 rushing into this. Like, and it's also, like, I didn't think we had a long engagement, but we have been engaged for over 2 years. And I was talking to someone at my job the other day and they were like, oh, I had a really, really long engagement. And I was like, oh, how long were you engaged for? And he was like, like a year and a half. And I was like, that's a long engagement. Like, I've been engaged over 2 years, and I thought that was normal because I don't know how to plan a wedding in 6 months. Like, 2 years, and I have done so much planning in those 2 years. Now we're a week away, and that's actually ridiculous. But I cannot tell you guys how excited I am to marry the love of my life, to walk down the aisle to him, to finally be husband and wife, and just be partners in life together, and be married to him. Like, he is 100% my soulmate. He's everything to me, and I am so excited about that. And it literally, nothing has confirmed it more than getting to the stress part of the weddings and like bickering and going back and forth and being like, I just want to pull my hair out with the stress, but still at the end of the day being like, but I'm so glad it's you that I'm dealing with this. Like, I'm going through this with you. Like, that is just really what's confirming it, because like we're bickering, you know. I feel like there's no way you don't bicker through it, because people want to throw out their opinions at you and you're like, shut the fuck up, and you go back and forth because one family member said this and then their family member said this and then someone pissed you off from this side and then that person pissed you off, and it's just back and forth, and then like vendors being annoying, or you get frustrated over little shit. And so you're gonna bicker. But what I realized as at the beginning of the wedding process, I was very nitpicky. And I was like, I'm very particular about this, and I want it to be a certain way. I'm very particular about this, and I want it to be a certain way. Now there are certain things that I'm like, yeah, that has to go that way. But as we're getting closer, there's like the little things that I'm just like, I really don't care anymore. What you're wearing, just show up. Honestly, just be there. Like, there's just that. And I'm also just looking at it, and I'm just like, you know, if you want to be there, you will. If you want to be a part of our day, you will. You will put in the effort. You will make the time. And I am just so excited. I get to celebrate with my family, my best friend, like all of my people that I want to be surrounded with on that day are going to be there. And I keep like picturing the day in my head, and I just get so excited because like I'm getting to marry the love of my life. I am getting to be with the man of my dreams, the man I've always wanted to be with, like from day one, knew like this is it. And I'm just so happy to finally be in that together and just finally make us like one, like we're husband and wife. Like, that is just something I'm so excited for. Like, I literally just cannot wait to marry this man and just be us, like our little family. Like, we're gonna create our own little family, and that is absolutely amazing. And I'm just so excited to be there, get married to him, and then have a massive party with my best friends, my family, everyone I love. Like, all the important people that want to be at my wedding are at my wedding because they all put in the effort to be there. And that is making me so happy too. And I am so grateful for the people that are a part of our wedding day. Like, I can't even express how happy I am that they're all coming and putting in all of this time and money and effort to be there for me and Matthew. Like, I am so thankful for that. And just like, I am so excited to just like have the best time and just be so happy and surrounded by so much love and happiness. Like, the whole, like, we're up there for like 2 weeks, but the whole like week that we are with people, like, I cannot wait. We have so much not really so much stuff planned, but just to be with my people and celebrate. Like, that's all I care about. Like, the little shit, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I don't. Like, I'm gonna have a great time and I'm gonna show up and be happy, and that's all I care about. Also, tell me you're getting married without telling me you're getting married. There's like 12 Amazon boxes just got delivered to my house, and I felt so bad for the Amazon driver because we live on the 3rd floor. And I opened the door and I was like, oh dear God, like mountains. Can't even get my front door. And I'm like, every last minute buy, which also getting married the week after Black Friday was not my best idea because everything was like delayed with Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales, which it did work out a tiny bit in my favour, but not fully, because all this shipping wasn't 2-day shipping anymore. It was like a week shipping, and I was like, what kind of fucking bullshit is this, Amazon? But it's okay. Everything showed up. Everything's working out. And everything's going to be amazing. But I am genuinely just, I'm ready to be there already. Like, it's at the point I have one more day of work, and then it's just like craziness starts, you know, like one more day of work, and then I have a hair appointment right after work. Then on the next day I have to go get my ring cleaned. I have to get my eyebrows done. We have to do any last minute shopping. Then on the Sunday we have to do we have to pack up the car. We're getting a hired car. We have to take the dogs to the kennels, take them to my parents' house, get their food, get everything ready. Then Monday I have a nail appointment. Matthew has a hair appointment. Then we're going to leave right after those and start driving up there because it's a 20-hour drive, and we're trying to be there by like Wednesday morning to go pick up our marriage license, which that was a whole pain in the neck, but we think we've got it figured out. And It's just gonna be amazing. Like, we're doing so many nice things. Like, we're going ice skating. I've booked igloos to go to dinner in the one night after the wedding, and it just, like, I genuinely can't express to you guys how fucking excited I am to just be with my people and just be so happy and surrounded by happiness and love and support from all of these people, and just have literally the best 2 weeks of my life, because then me and Matthew are going on a little mini honeymoon up there to ski, and I'm just so excited for all of it. I have not been this excited for anything in a very long time. You know, I didn't know marriage license were kind of cheap. Our marriage license was like $30, and I really thought it was going to be a lot more money than that. And then, like, I had so many questions the other day for my wedding coordinator. We were talking, and I was just asking, you know, stuff about marriage license. How do I change my name? You know, how many copies do I need? And she's like, oh, you have to request copies, you have to pay for it, this, that, the third. But then she's asking questions that me and Matthew looked at each other and were like, if we did not have you, we'd be lost. We would legitimately be lost. We would have no idea what we're doing, be so confused, be asking a million questions, because she's like, oh, I confirmed with the DG is going to be here at this time, I confirmed with hair and makeup they're going to be here at this time, confirmed with the photographer she's going to be here for sure, this, that, the other, reviewed my contracts, reviewed everything, the layout, we went back and forward for weeks, months on, timelines. She has planned everything down to the minute, and I could not be more thankful for Molly. She has saved me. I was told to hire a wedding coordinator by one of my girls that got married, one of my really good friends, and I was like, okay, will do, but I had no idea how much they do. She has been amazing, and just like talking about ceremony things, and she's asking me and Matthew questions, and we're like, what? And I think I told you guys this last week, the officiant questions, which we have an officiant call on Tuesday, but she was asking questions on like who walks down the aisle and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, that's great. But then she's like, oh, well, Matthew, do you want to do this? And he's like, what? And she's like, we don't have to. These are just things that I've seen done. You know, this is what normally happens. This is what you can do. These are the other options. And I'm like, okay. And then our DJ, he is fantastic. I am so excited to work with him. His name is also Matthew. Oh my God, he was a hoot the other night on the phone. Fantastic, like amazing personality. But I feel like if you're in that wedding industry, you have to be very bubbly, happy, outgoing, loud. Like, you can't be quiet as a DJ. And we had to fill out a worksheet of like the types of music, the songs we want, this, that, the other, and we're going through things, and he's like, okay, I get you guys' vibe, okay, yep, great. And then he's like, so what about this? And he's like, I feel like you guys are more of this type of couple. And we were like, oh my God, yeah, like that's a great idea. I don't want to give away too many hints in case anyone listening has come to my wedding. But I'm just like, you're like amazing. And like talking about certain, like our first dance song, and I had cut out certain times that I wanted because I just knew. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm a type A personality and I like what I like. And he was just like, no, like I love that. Like, thank you so much. That makes my life a little easier. I already have certain cues for things, but this song I didn't. And then he was asking like a little bit about us, and we told him everything. And he was like, oh my God, like I love it. You guys knew what you wanted. And he was the same as you know when you know. And he was also saying, like, he called Matthew, like, the romantic, because he asked Matthew how he proposed and stuff like that. And he did this massive, like, big marry me sign, and he had a picnic and everything like that. And I had no idea because we used to go to dinners all the time. And he was like, oh, Matthew, you're quite the romantic. And it's just, like, it's nice when people are so happy and giddy about, like, your story, because it, like, makes you feel like, yeah, that's us. We're happy. We're a lovey couple. And, like, when other people acknowledge it, because, I don't know, like, your friends don't say that about you. Like, you don't, like, it's just the two of you. But when other people hear your story, they're like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And you're just like, yeah, I guess it is. And it's also, like, I used to be ashamed to tell people that we met on Tinder. Because I was like, I don't want to be the judge. Like, I don't want to be judged. I don't want anything like that. But when we told him, he was just like, oh no, I totally get it. Like, we met in the middle of COVID. What were we supposed to do? Everything was shut. So it's like, no, that's fantastic. Like, I love that. And I was like, okay. And everyone now, I've spoken to some people that aren't judgy about it, and they're like, no, we get it. Like, how else are you supposed to socialize nowadays? But, you know, some people give you the looks and they make their comments, and I don't know. But I was just like, oh, okay. Like, it was just nice. So I'm really happy we have a really good group of people to work with. And I'm just genuinely, I'm getting so excited. Like, for a while, I was just stress on 100. Like, no excitement. I was stressed. I was focused. I was like, we have this to do, this to do, this to do. But now everything's done. Every project I wanted to make, every DIY, every anything, it's done. All we have to do is pack and leave. And our suitcases just got delivered from Amazon. And we're good to go. Like, it's here. Like, it is literally time to get married. And that is ridiculous. And I am so excited about it. Like, I literally don't have words. I am so excited. But with that, I'm going to leave you guys because I am going to start getting stuff ready for the wedding. So I'm sorry these past couple episodes have been a little short, but there is a lot going on. And after the wedding, we will full force get back to you guys, get the regular scheduled programming. You guys will hear all the details about the wedding. Oh, it's going to be amazing. So thank you guys for listening to another episode. You know I love you, honeys, as always. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Love you. Bye.